Hey, Sweet Summer Hill. I got another picture book for my sweet third through fifth graders just for you. This is called The Sweetest Fig, and it doesn't have the author on the cover, so we got to turn to, here's this guy, the title page. It's by Chris Van Allsburg, and it doesn't say who illustrated it, so we don't know if he did or not. Okay. Monsieur Bibo, the dentist. Okay, Monsieur is French for the word Mister, like M-R period. And this guy's French. Monsieur Bibo, the dentist, was a very fussy man. He kept his small apartment as neat and clean as his office. If his dog Marcel, that's also French, jumped on the furniture, Bibo was sure to teach him a lesson, except on Bastille Day. That's July 14th, and it's a holiday in France because that's when they had French independence. Except on Bastille Day, the poor animal was not even allowed to bark. Poor dog. One morning, Bibo met an old woman waiting at his office door. She had a toothache and begged the dentist to help. "But you have no appointment," he told her. The woman moaned. Bibo looked at his watch. Perhaps there was time to make a few extra francs. That's money in France, francs. He took her inside and looked in her mouth. "This tooth must come out," he said with a smile. When he was done, the dentist said, "I will give you some pills to kill the pain." The old woman was very grateful. "I can't pay you in money, but I have something much better." She took 2 figs from her pocket and handed them to Bibo. "Figs?" he said angrily. "These figs are very special," the woman whispered. "They can make your dreams come true." She winked at him and put her finger to her lips. It was clear to Bibo that the woman was crazy. He set the figs down and took her by the arm. When she reminded him about the pills, he said, "I'm sorry, only for paying customers," and shoved her out the door. That evening, Bibo took his little dog to the park. Poor Marcel loved to sniff the tree trunks and bushes, but whenever he stopped, Bibo would pull sharply on the leash. Just before going to bed, the dentist had a small snack. He sat at his dining room table and ate one of the figs the old woman had given him. It was delicious. Possibly the finest, sweetest fig he'd ever had. In the morning, Bibo dragged Marcel down the stairs for his morning walk. The steep steps were hard for the short-legged dog, but Bibo wouldn't think of carrying his pet. He hated to get Marcel's white hairs on his beautiful blue suit. As he walked along the crowded sidewalk, Bibo could not help noticing people looking at him. "They are admiring my suit," he thought, but when Bibo saw his reflection in the window of a cafe, he stopped in horror. He was dressed only in his underwear. The dentist turned and ran into an alley. "Sacre bleu," he thought. Okay, that literally means in French, holy blue. And that's just kind of an expression that French people say. "Sacre bleu," he thought. "What has happened to my clothes?" Then he remembered the dream he had had last night. In his dream, he stood in front of that very cafe dressed in his underwear. Something else had happened in his dream, and Bibo struggled to recall it. Marcel, looking out from the shadows of the alley, began to bark. The dentist looked up and saw the rest of his dream come true. No one noticed Bibo as he ran home in his underwear. All the eyes of Paris were fixed on the Eiffel Tower, which slowly drooped over as if it were made of soft rubber. Can you see it bending over? That's not how it is. Bibo understood now that the old woman with the figs had told him the truth. He would not waste the second fig. Over the next few weeks, as reconstruction of the Eiffel Tower began, the dentist read dozens of books on hypnotism. Each night before he went to sleep, he gazed into a mirror and whispered over and over, "Bibo is the richest man on earth. Bibo is the richest man on earth." Soon in his dreams, that's exactly what he was. As he slept, the dentist saw himself steering his speedboat, flying his airplane, and living in luxury on the Riviera. Night after night, it was the same. One evening, Bibo took the second fig from his cupboard. It would not last forever. Tonight, he thought, is the night. He put the ripe fruit on a dish and set it on his table. Tomorrow, he would wake up the richest man in the world. He looked down at Marcel and smiled. The little dog would not be coming along. In his dreams, Bibo had Great Danes. Those are different dogs. As the dentist reached into his cupboard to take out some cheese, he heard the crash of breaking china. He turned to see Marcel standing on a chair with his front paws on the table, chewing the last of the fig. Not good news for Marcel. Bibo was furious. He chased the dog around the apartment. When Marcel ran beneath the bed, Bibo yelled at him, "Tomorrow I'll teach you a lesson you'll never forget." Then the dentist, angry and heartbroken, went to sleep. When he woke up the next morning, Bibo was confused. He was not in his bed. He was beneath it. Suddenly a face appeared in front of him. His own face. "Time for your walk," it said. "Come to Marcel." A hand reached down and grabbed him. Bibo tried to yell, but all he could do was bark. You know what's happened. That's the end. That kind of just shows you should be nice, because Monsieur Bibo was not a nice person, and he got what was coming to him. So be sure you're nice.